All right, so yesterday I mentioned that I was seeing this as a look below and fail, that we're likely going to come back to the 6470. And my primary scenario was a little bullish. Then I thought maybe we could go back and forth between these two distributions. So we ended up with a balanced day pretty much. So we started a little more bullish, then we attempted to go below, and look how we spent like, I think it was like a couple hours trying to get lower, not being able to go back below inside the previous session's value. And then at the end of the day, there was this huge move. I read somewhere that this was some algo that was like buying one lots every few milliseconds, and literally closed at the top of the day, top of the session, and then I mentioned that we're likely going to hit that 6470 after hours, which we did. So now we're hitting that, we're back in that upper distribution. I'm expecting a retest of this high side, the upper side of this distribution, just because the opposite of yesterday, right? We look below and fail. Now we're still within that same scenario, right? Where we look below this, and now we're accepting back inside this distribution, and the top of this distribution is up here. Although we seem to be shifting value lower, you can see that we're putting more volume on the bottom side, and then this weekly pivot area is acting as resistance. So as long as we stay below 76, we're gonna chop around in this area. Once we're able to collect some inventory and then break above this area, we're probably gonna be chopping around. And above this 76, I'm looking for a retest of the highs of that holiday session, and then a continuation into the previous week's high and the call wall, which is at 65.11 now. We're also approaching this the end of this September contract, so we're gonna start seeing some rollover action pretty soon. We have 15 days left in this contract, so that's what, couple weeks. So keep that in mind. And we have expiration, we have options expiration, VIX expiration, contract rollover. So September, mid-September, we're gonna get some volatility coming back, I believe, because of all of that. But so far, it seems like this market is not very worried about anything. Today we had a few releases which didn't move the market much. We still have 9:45 PMI, 10 a.m. ISM services PMI. Crude inventories at noon. We have some Fed speaking at noon also, but tomorrow we have the big NFP, which is probably a bigger mover. Thank you. Similar to ES, we have some resistance developing here, 520. Above that, the next resistance area is here at 680, right below 680. And then above that, the target is 760. Not much has changed from yesterday. We still have a gap that hasn't been filled on NQ below. So that's right where the 50 moving average is. So if we fill it, it could be the two scenarios are like a fill and move back to this 473 or a fill and then a move back to the 90-day point of control, which is at 23,200. Crude. So crude, remember I said that the 64 was a magnet. We came back to it. Now we broke below it, hitting some support here. If we break this support, if we break this low from the overnight session, look for 62.60 as the target, and then below that 62.15. And gold is finally looking like it's gonna start to pull back. It started pulling back. Remember yesterday I mentioned that we have this 5-day point of control here. That would be a target in the case that we have a little bit of a pullback. So watch that 3,600, because that's a big round number. If we are able to break below this lows, look for 35.45, and then below that, the big magnet is here at 3,400. But it's we have such a big move. I don't know how much of a pullback we can get. The stronger support right now is at 35.20 to 35. 35.20 to 35.35. So if we break below that, then we can see more downside into this whole previous distribution. But today I'm expecting some chop and maybe waiting for tomorrow's NFP. Usually my experience, the day before NFP could get a little weird, a lot of back and forth. So watching for ES, yesterday's value, as I put in the notes this morning. If we accept inside yesterday's value, then looking for a move down to value area low at 64.37, and then continue. If we continue to see sellers, same scenario as I mentioned yesterday, inside yesterday's value, looking for a move down to value area low at 63.92, at which point we could see more sellers join the party and maybe keep pulling back. But the expected move for today is only like 28 points, I think it was earlier, 24 points right now. So 24 points from 60, market is not pricing much more than yesterday's value area low. So if that's if volatility starts picking up and that changes, then we can see an extended move. But so far it's pricing not much of a move, so staying within this range. All right, good luck and have